as an introduction, I should start out and say my name is Robin Langdon, and if you can't see my face, that's okay. I'm just going to have a PowerPoint slide for now, and then maybe at the end, if I can figure it out, I will go ahead and introduce myself, and you can see my face. But I am a doTERRA wellness advocate, and I have been with doTERRA for almost 3 years, and it's been a pleasure just helping people to feel better and to take care of themselves and their families. And a lot of times when we are adults in general, but especially I notice moms, but dads too, have sometimes a hard time just taking care of your own needs at times. And so that's been important to me. And one of the reasons why is because I really think that our gifted those, and it is important that we take care of them. So, sorry, my screen's giving me a disconnect, so I apologize if my internet is off. But anyways, I'm going to just keep going and hope that it's working. It's important that we continue caring for ourselves, not just as a selfish thing. I think when we mention self-care, we think about going to get a massage, and that feels selfish and it seems selfish to us, and so we put it off. But really, caring for ourselves is very, very important, not only for ourselves, but for the other people we care about and for our Maker, because He has created us to be good stewards of what He's given us, and He wants us to do our best and to be capable and able to serve Him and serve others in the greatest capacity that we have. But that's not going to happen if we don't first understand the importance of self-care. And I can tell you, I just want to say, like, first of all, from experience, I am not always good at this. I fail at this miserably sometimes, and I have been at a place in my life a couple times where I wasn't taking care of myself, and it became a train wreck against a brick wall. And that's not a place where anyone wants to be. It is so important that you maintain that self-care day by day. So we're just going to get into some basics about what is self-care and why is it important. And then we're also going to talk about how some essential oils and other products from doTERRA can assist you in taking care of yourself well. So let's just jump right into the content here on the screen. And you'll see here that we're going to start out with what is self-care. And so these are just some things I came up with, and then there's also a quote that I found online too that I liked a lot. But self-care is basically meeting your own needs either before or alongside of meeting the needs of others. It means filling your bucket so that you have something to pour out. If you've ever been at a restaurant and you got a drink, and there's like a straw, and then you get to the end of your drink and you're kind of still sucking on the straw and that empty slurpy sound. And that's what I think of when I think of myself being empty, and then when someone else asks me for something, it's like emotionally I can't even handle them asking me in that moment because I personally am so empty, and it sounds like that horrible noise. It just reminds me of that. So that's kind of the analogy I like to talk about, is just making sure you don't get to the empty part of yourself where you just hear a slurping noise when you know that you want to be giving to others. It means being good to your own body, mind, and spirit, and I mentioned that. I do like this definition. Self-care is a very active and powerful choice to engage in the activities that are required to gain or maintain an optimal level of overall health. And in this case, overall health includes not just the physical, but the psychological, emotional, social, and spiritual components of an individual's well-being. And here are just some facts and statistics about why Americans in particular are not good at self-care. So there's kind of some evidence to go along with our hunches that maybe this is difficult for some of us or many of us. 1 out of 4 Americans have a mental health disorder, of which 1 out of 17 have severe mental illness. And the thing is here, that's kind of one thing in and of itself, and that's a problem that we need to address and deal with. But here's the thing, many of those disorders go untreated. So those people who have those disorders, those mental health disorders, they're not getting treated in any way, shape, or form. And that's the problem. So they're not treating themselves in any way. So next, fewer than 1 in 3 adults eat the recommended number of fruits and vegetables every day. So that's something like we think is basic, like take care of your body, eat fruits and vegetables. That's like, probably the most basic. I'm going to choose to, do something nice for myself or good for my health. I'm going to make sure and eat some fruits and veggies, but we don't, only 1 in 3 adults. And that's just super sad to me. And I'm like, well, have some salad. So 81.6% of Americans do not participate in an adequate amount of exercise. So we're not choosing good diet or activity, and more than 1/3 of Americans are obese. Fewer than 1/2 of all Americans saw a dentist in the last year to protect their oral health. And so these are basic self-care things, and 1/2 is a huge number not to be taking care of your teeth in any way. 22 million Americans struggled with drugs and excessive alcohol use in the last year, and 1 out of 5 Americans continue to use tobacco products. So these are things that we know are bad for us. It's just common knowledge, and yet people are still struggling with it. People are still using tobacco products, and most of them don't want to. So we can tell from that people aren't taking care of themselves at the most basic level. And then suicide. Suicide is a leading cause of death for Americans of all ages. And so this is a growing epidemic in our country that it's important, and it really starts with, do you care about yourself? Do you care for yourself? And if that answer is no often enough, then that depression and that suicide tendency is going to become more and more real. So let's talk about some of the benefits of proper self-care. So first of all, physical health. That's kind of a basic. If you don't take care of your physical body, then it's going to suffer, and you're going to notice that right away. Second of all, psychological health. This is not always as noticeable as the physical health, but if you're taking care of yourself, then you're going to notice that that's going to improve. Third, emotional health. So not only how you're thinking, but how you're feeling, and that's going to improve when you are taking care of yourself and using proper self-care. Social and interpersonal health. So your relationships are going to benefit when you take care of yourself, and that's why it's not selfish to take care of yourself, because you're really going to improve your relationships with others. And also spiritual health. And just one example of this is that when you are connecting to your higher being, your higher power, your God, your Lord, whatever that may be that you call. I personally call mine Jesus. But when you're connecting with your maker, then your spiritual health is going to increase. But that can't happen if you don't take the initiative to care enough about yourself to pursue that spiritual health. So I just want to start out by saying self-care is going to be unique for each person and for each personality type even. So what might be wonderful for me of spending time alone with a good book and some bubble bath might not be what somebody else needs. They might need to be with friends. They might need a girls' night out or some family time. And so just know that we can't put self-care into a box or make it a cookie cutter. It's going to really look different for each person, and only you are going to know how to take care of yourself the best. That's something that you're going to know when you're feeling better, when you're emotionally better, when your body's feeling better, when you're better connected spiritually. And you're going to know what works and what doesn't work. And a lot of times that comes from a little bit of trial and error. And maybe you try to go out with your friends and you feel like, well, I just feel more drained. I don't feel like my bucket's filled up. Well, maybe you're someone who fills up their bucket with some alone time. So just know that it's not a cookie cutter, and you're going to have a unique process for caring for yourself. But some examples that are pretty common that you might want to try just in combination would be exercise, time alone or time with friends, doing some spa or massage, or even some self-spa, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So you could visit a spa or get a massage, or maybe you are going to do that and help yourself with that. Reading a book, journaling, adult coloring books are really popular right now. Arts and crafts is something that I really like, and that fills my bucket up. So what I want you to do right now, and I won't be able to really see it until later, but go ahead and type into the comments as you're on Facebook, or maybe you're watching this as a replay on YouTube or something like that. But type into the comments what you do personally that works when it comes to self-care. And we'll kind of go back and look at those, but if you can think of some things, and it might be some of those examples, it might not, it might be something different. But that will be a good idea, and it may be helpful for others to get some ideas for themselves too. All right, so I also want to talk about why is self-care so hard? Because it does tend to be a problem, especially with a lot of the people I know. It tends to be something that a lot of people struggle with. And so why is it hard for us to do this for ourselves? So first of all, we are often focused on others. If you're a mom, your main focus is usually on your kids and your husband, most likely. If you are a dad, you're focused on your work, you're focused on your family, you're focused on your kids, and it has a lot to do with finding your focus shifting to other things. So that can kind of not necessarily get in the way, but it can be something that kind of is a barrier between you and your self-care, and why it becomes so hard. Second of all, busyness. So maybe also in the comments below, after you type what's good for you for your self-care, maybe you want to type something that keeps you busy. Like, what are you busy with? You're too busy with something to take care of yourself. Maybe that is you are way too busy with work, or you're way too busy with keeping your house. Maybe you're way too busy with running your kids around, or just being with your kids. Maybe you're so busy volunteering or doing church activities. What keeps you busy? What's something that will often be a form of busyness that keeps you away from that time you need to take care of yourself? Oh, I have some chats here too. Okay, fun. You guys you're chatting with me. I'll have to look at those at the end too. So also, aside from others being important, and also aside from busyness, it's also uncomfortable. It does feel selfish. It feels like maybe you shouldn't be asking for time for yourself. Maybe you should focus on everybody else first. Maybe there are, other people vying for your attention other than your own self. And so to stop and maybe give yourself a pedicure, or maybe, take a bubble bath, or just, do some journaling. To do that feels uncomfortable because there are other things in your mind that you could be doing, or maybe should be doing instead. And I just want to say that often comes from some false obligations in our own mind, maybe some false perceptions that others might have of you that they probably don't, maybe some false guilt or shame that that could be coming in and sneaking into your mind and making it uncomfortable. And you might just have to gain a different perspective and saying and thinking and feeling, this is important. Otherwise, those other things that might feel like priorities are really going to cause me to be in a train wreck, because I have to have this time to fill my bucket so that I have something to give. And then again, it might be low on the priority list. So you might think to yourself, all right, well, I'll get some time to myself. I'll take care of myself, or I'll do some exercise or some yoga after I do these things. And you have a list of things that you're going to do beforehand, instead of filling yourself up first so that you are ready to do those things. You're trying to do those things on empty and fill yourself up later. And I just want to say to you that is not going to work for very long. Like I said, it's going to become a train rushing out a brick wall, and that is a mess for everybody, not just for you. That's a mess for people in your family, and you'll spend a lot longer cleaning up that mess from having neglected yourself from a long time than you would have spent on if you took care of yourself a little bit each day, a little bit each week. So I just want to give you that perspective and encourage you, and maybe even challenge you a little bit to look at your priority list, look at your to-do list, look at your busyness in your life and the other people you're taking care of, and your own mental perception of this, and try to get that healthy perspective on this is important, and this is good for me, and it's good for others too. So what can we do to take care of ourselves? That's a great question. Let's go into a few examples, and I'm going to break these down a little bit more in detail. So the good news is we have a lot of wonderful ideas for you tonight to help you take care of yourself, starting with some great products from doTERRA. So essential oils are fantastic. We're also going to talk about lifelong vitality and some other supplements. We're also going to talk about some spa ideas and how to get good rest, and maybe even some meditation in there to help care for yourself. How you can be exercising, and that can be a wonderful form of self-care if that is what fills your bucket. And then also we're going to talk about a little bit of accountability at the end too. So here are some examples of some great essential oils that you might like to try as you are kind of forming a self-care regimen or some self-care habits in your life. So if you're looking to relax and that's what you need, try lavender, also ylang ylang, peace, forgive, and serenity. Those are all very relaxing oils, helping you to just calm down. And you can diffuse them. You can put them on topically, maybe over your heart or the inside creases of your elbows or wrists, maybe on the crown of your head or the back of your neck. Experiment a little and find what works best for you. And then some of those are recommended to take internally. I find the topical and aromatic use of oils is wonderful for when I'm taking care of myself. So when you need some refreshing, so you're kind of feeling drained and you want to be refreshed and replenished, try spearmint, motivate, cheer, lemon, peppermint, or lime, or maybe a combination. I really love this diffuser blend that I found a while back it was like a recommendation from somebody else. But in your diffuser, put equal drops of spearmint and ginger, and it is very refreshing and uplifting for your mood and your emotions. So when you're looking to be restful and to just care for yourself and giving yourself some rest, maybe some time off, think about turning to serenity, vetiver, petitgrain, or frankincense. Those are all very wonderful for feeling calm and relaxed and ready for rest. So there are so many essential oils that I couldn't talk about all of them tonight, but basically all of our essential oils have an emotional benefit to them. And so I just want to give you guys a couple ideas about how you can find out which essential oil you need. So if you don't have this app yet, this is kind of an electronic way to figure out which oil you need. If you don't have the Daily Drop app yet, you're going to want to go ahead and download that onto your smartphone. And what that's going to do, first of all, if you want it to, it's going to help continue your essential oil education. And you're going to be able to get a video every day, like a 1-minute video, and learn more about the oils and how to use them. And it has videos about the supplements as well, and you can kind of customize that to your interests. But another feature of that app is called the Determine Your Mood feature. And so you can go there once you have the app, and it's like a 1-minute quiz, and it just says, on a scale of 1 to 10, are you feeling apathetic? Are you feeling frustrated? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling angry? And you kind of rate all those different emotions on a scale of 1 to 10, and then it spits out the essential oil that you need. And so you might determine that you need balance. It might help you determine that you need peace or that you need cheer or motivate. It's got all of our emotional aromatherapy blends in it, and it also has all of our mood blends. So it's going to tell you which essential oil you need. So I love that. Another thing that I recommend is to have a resource guide. So if you don't have something like the Modern Essentials book or the Essential Life book, I highly recommend getting it. In the Essential Life book, which is kind of my favorite of the books when it comes to resource guides, it has a full section about emotions and just caring for your emotions with essential oils. And you can go and look at which emotion are you feeling that you don't want to feel, Or you can look it up by which emotion do you want to feel more of, and it will tell you and give you the oil recommendation. So for example, if you were feeling apathetic and you wanted to feel more activated, ginger would be the recommended oil for you. And so you could use that topically, aromatically, or internally. So that's just a great resource. So if you're not sure how to figure out which essential oil you need, just remember that you have an app that can help you, and that's free. And then you also have a resource guide. And if you don't have one, go ahead and talk to the person who shared oils with you, and they should be able to get you hooked up with a resource guide for you. There's a whole book called Emotions and Essential Oils, and I really like learning from this because it goes into each oil in more depth, and it talks about how, for example, sandalwood is the oil of sacred devotion. Sandalwood assists with all kinds of prayer, meditation, and spiritual worship. It teaches reverence and respect for deity. So I really just love going through this book and kind of figuring out which emotions I'm feeling that I want more of, and then which emotions I would like to feel less of, and kind of using my essential oils as tools, and really honing in on what I need in particular. And then there's another book I really love. It's called I Am Fabulous, and it has a full breakdown of a bunch of blends that the author recommends based on a variety of different things that most people go through in their lives. So, for example, there's a blend called Momentum, and it says, momentum is used when you're about to embark on a new journey that requires significant effort to get going. This is comparable to the amount of energy required for a train to leave the station. There is a great push at first, but after a while, the train maintains high speeds with less effort. And so some of the oils in that blend are eucalyptus, Douglas fir, marjoram, patchouli, lavender, and then even more. And it tells you what each oil is going to help you with. So I really love this, and I love trying all of the different blends in there, and sometimes I'll make a roller remedy of it like it says, but sometimes I'll just put a drop of each of those oils into my diffuser and see how it smells together. And that's really fun too, to kind of experiment and see how you feel afterwards and after using your essential oils. So remember to care for yourself by applying your own essential oils. And just so that you know, like, I'll just be totally honest and admit there are days that go by that I neglect myself so much that I am not putting on the oils that I know my body needs. And I'll come to the end of the day and my muscles will be sore, and I'll be upset or drained or feeling overwhelmed, and I'm tired and fatigued, and I come to the end of the day and realize, wow, I was so busy today. I was too busy to care for myself, and even stopping for 2 minutes to put on essential oils to figure out what I needed. And it wasn't good for anybody by the end of the day. I wasn't helpful for myself or anybody else. So just know that that's something to incorporate into your life daily. Put your oils where you're going to use them, where you're going to need them. If you need sleep oils, put them by your bedside. If you need energizing oils, put them by your coffee pot. Something you're going to do every day. Put them by your toothbrush. Something you're going to remember, and tie those oils to a habit so you make sure and remember to take care of yourself. Okay, so let's also talk about the Lifelong Vitality Pack. So this is our #1 bestseller at doTERRA, and there are a lot of great reasons why that is. First, it has a guarantee that you will feel more vitality and energy in 30 days or you get your money back. And so that is pretty risk-free. And I did not think they would work at first, but I am a true believer that these vitamins, supplements, minerals, omegas are everything that my body needs to function at its highest capacity. And there are essential oils in there, and it is very helpful, as you can see by this list, when it comes to all of the different things it does for your body. General wellness, antioxidant and DNA protection, energy metabolism, bone health, immune function, stress management, cardiovascular health, hair, skin, and nails, eye, brain, and nervous system, liver function and digestive health, lung and respiratory health. It's gentle on your stomach, and it doesn't have any of the nasty stuff that your body doesn't need or want. So if you haven't tried Lifelong Vitality, I highly recommend just giving it 30 days and see how you feel. I will tell you that I notice a difference when I do not take my Lifelong Vitality every day. One of the main things I notice that's different is my energy. So my energy goes way down. I feel fatigued and tired even before the day is done. I feel moodier, grumpier. I feel like I'm not even sure who I am sometimes by the end of the day. So the other thing that I notice too is just in my brain function and how I'm thinking. I tend to forget things more often and kind of either double book myself or forget appointments, or forget where I'm driving and drive the wrong way on accident and all that stuff. And I come to notice that I'm suffering from that bad memory because I haven't taken my Lifelong Vitality for a couple days. So I need to take it so that my brain works. What makes it different? Our vitamins are bioavailable. They are top of the line, uniquely formulated for our diet and for what we're missing in our diet. When you take it, you feel better, and when you forget to take it, like I said, you usually notice a difference in how you feel. So remember to take your vitamins. A lot of times when you're too busy to care for yourself, you're too busy to stop and take your vitamins. Something I like to do to help me remember is I kind of divvy them out in a little vitamin divider holder, and I keep them somewhere that's in sight. I don't put them away in the cupboard. I make sure it's where I can see it on the countertop, and I just make it nice and easy. It's already ready to go. Starting on Sunday, I usually will set them out or divide them out, and just do what you can. If you have to put your little divider in your lunchbox, that's a great idea. Whatever makes it easier for you so that you don't forget to take them. This is something to do for yourself that is going to help you to be a wonderful steward of your body, of your physical body, of your emotions, and of your mind. So this is really taking care of yourself at the most basic level. Okay. Here are some additional supplements as well that will help you take care of yourself. So the Serenity Restful Complex, I will tell you a little bit more about that in a minute, but that's going to help you get good sleep. If you're someone who struggles with sleep, you're going to want to give yourself a fighting chance to get as much rest possible. That's going to help you function well. If you are someone who struggles with having low energy, Mito2 Max is going to help you at a cellular level to be able to produce more energy in your body for your body. If you're someone who struggles with hormone imbalance, you might want to try the phytoestrogen and bone nutrient complex, as well as Clary-Calm and some of the other essential oils that help you with balancing your hormones. That can really affect your body, and it can affect your interpersonal relationships. It can affect how you're feeling emotionally and how you're thinking. So getting your hormones on track is a great thing to do for yourself and taking care of yourself. We have whole webinars that you can watch about that and more information. I could go into that for a long time, but I'm gonna pause for now. The GX Assist and PB Assist are supplements to help cleanse your gut. So you're going to cleanse the bad bacteria out of your gut with the GX Assist, and then you're going to follow it a few days later with the PB Assist, which is our probiotics. And side note, PB Assist Plus is on sale this month, 10% off. This is June. So if you're watching this after June, this is just when we're recording it, but it is on sale this month. And then polyphenol complex is something for people who would like to address pain in their bodies. And so if you have some persistent pain, this would be great for you to begin taking. Some people take it as needed, others take it on a regular basis. So here's a wonderful thing that doTERRA came out with recently, actually, and it is our spa line. And I was super excited to see all of the products that we came out with last year. They're so wonderful for taking care of yourself. I love giving myself a mani-pedi with the sugar scrub and the body butter. So these are just wonderful tools to use, and they smell fantastic, and they have essential oils in them. So what you can do is just soak your feet in a little bit of water, and then use the sugar scrub to scrub away and exfoliate your feet, and then dry them off and use the body butter to give yourself a little foot massage. And get your feet really moisturized and feeling super soft. And then what you can do is you can go ahead and just wipe off your toes with a little bit of witch hazel or rubbing alcohol or even nail polish remover if that's what you have. And then you can give yourself a little pedicure and paint your toenails and make them look pretty. And I don't know about anyone else, but that just is something that when I pamper myself that way, and I can get that done in like half an hour or sometimes even less. I'm like, I have 20 minutes, then give myself a little bit of a pedicure, pamper myself a little bit. It really helps me to feel great. It just feels like I kind of spoiled myself and filled my bucket and just was able to be ready to give something out. So I try to do something like that for myself maybe once a week. And so if you can carve out 20 minutes to give yourself a little manicure or pedicure with those two products, you are really going to enjoy the results. Also, you can use our shower gel for a bubble bath. It makes really fun bubbles, and it smells fantastic. It is very refreshing. The mud mask is so wonderful for pampering your face. So you might want to use that, or maybe some Barrage products, or maybe some of the essential skincare from doTERRA. All of those are going to be great to pamper your skin. And taking care of your face is important and will help you feel like you look fantastic, and it will help you feel like you cared for yourself in a special way. So sometimes I have sore shoulders and neck muscles. So what I will do is I will use some Deep Blue Rub or Aroma Touch oils for myself, and I will just rub that into my neck and shoulders with my hands and give myself a little self massage. And I will do that sometimes every day. Sometimes you just take 5 minutes and take some deep breaths with some of your essential oils and use your Deep Blue, rub that into your shoulders, and that's just going to help you feel like you can take on the rest of your day. So just a little afternoon or maybe after your lunch break, you want to use some of those to kind of help get you through the rest of the day, or maybe at the end of the evening when you're getting ready for bed. Just relaxing and helping those muscles to relax and not be so tense and stressed and painful. And then rose lotion is just beautiful. It's relaxing, it's refreshing. When you purchase rose oil lotion, 100% of the proceeds go to help our Healing Hands organization, and that is a beautiful donation that you can make that is going to not only help you feel good about your purchase, but is going to help people around the world. Okay. Let's talk a little bit more about sleep, because that is super important. So when you are struggling with sleep, you can use essential oils in your diffuser. And I would start with Serenity if you have it, and just diffuse 5 to 6 drops of that overnight. You can also try things like lavender, cedarwood, vetiver, balance. Those are all wonderful oils to diffuse to help you get to sleep quickly and to stay asleep and to have a deep and restful sleep. The Serenity Restful Complex, those are our soft gels that we have for sleep. Taking 1 to 2 about 30 minutes before bed is going to help you get a restful night's sleep. That is taking care of yourself in a way that's going to help you function better the next day and function better overall. To help me sleep, I like to make a pillow spray, and that pillow spray is made of 5 drops of frankincense, 5 drops of lavender in a 15 milliliter oil bottle with a little spray top. And I will just keep that by my bedside, and I will spray my pillows before bed, and that just helps me get to sleep, and it smells fantastic, and it just puts me in a very restful mood. So if you have never had an aroma touch technique, I'm just going to recommend that you find someone who can give you one. And if you don't know any other doTERRA wellness advocates in your area, look around and find some and ask them if they're Aroma Touch certified. And if they are, then you can offer to give them one and maybe trade so they can give you one. Really, we recommend having an Aroma Touch on a regular basis because it is so great for your body in so many ways. It is very relaxing. It is very soothing. It is extremely helpful in detoxifying and bringing that homeostasis to your body. And so I have a friend, and she can give me an Aroma Touch, and I can give her one too. And it's a great way for us to take care of each other, but also to even just to ask her, like, can you give me an Aroma Touch? I'm just needing it right now. It's a great way that I can care for myself. If you have any questions about that, ask the person who introduced you to doTERRA, or ask someone in your upline if they are available to give you an Aroma Touch. And maybe they might teach you how to do it as well so that you can do it for them. Maybe you have someone in your family who can do that for you. My daughter, who's 15, actually knows how to do Aroma Touch technique. And so there are times like for Mother's Day or my birthday where that's her present to me. She'll give me an Aroma Touch technique. So that's a really good present. So great way to take care of yourself is to get an Aroma Touch technique. Apply your oils topically before bed. So we're talking about sleep. Obviously that Aroma Touch technique is good for anything, but I really recommend it if you're having a hard time sleeping. It really helps you get a restful sleep, and maybe having it in the evening is a great idea. Applying the oils topically in that way, in that Aroma Touch technique, is great, but you can just put them on, like maybe on the back of your neck or over your heart, on your pulse points, on the inside of your elbow creases, things like that. And some oils that are really great for sleep include Serenity, lavender, Roman chamomile, frankincense, and peace, and there are more. And then in addition to getting better sleep along those lines is some meditation. So when I talk about meditation, I'm just really talking about getting into a place where you can slow down your thoughts, slow down your body, slow down your thinking to the place where you can control your thoughts and you are being mindful and thoughtful about a particular thing that you want to think about. So, for example, if I want to think about the scripture that I'm reading in the morning, I want to meditate on it, and I don't want to be distracted when I'm trying to focus on reading my Bible. So what I'll do is I'll put some frankincense on my wrists or some intune on the back of my neck or diffuse some patchouli. And that really is something that helps me to meditate on my prayers and my devotion and my scripture so that my mind is not wandering. And so whatever it is that you feel like you want to think about for a period of time, even if it's just 5 to 15 minutes, use these oils to help you in that meditation and in the time that you have devoted to think about the things that you want to think about that are important for you to be thoughtful and mindful about. So we're going to keep going and talk about exercise. Exercise is super important when it comes to self-care. It's just one of the foundations of taking care of your body, and you are the only one who can decide to get up and exercise. Nobody can exercise for you, and so you've got to take care of yourself by exercising. It's going to be energizing for you. It's going to release endorphins in your body that are going to be great for uplifting your mood. And it's going to just be super powerful for a lot of different reasons and ways as you are filling your bucket. So I encourage you to utilize some of our products that will help you to exercise and to be motivated to exercise and to get the most out of your exercise. So Slim and Sassy products are great for energy and metabolism, and I like putting a few drops of Slim and Sassy in my water in the morning before I exercise just to boost my metabolism and help me burn as many calories as possible. Deep Blue products are great for muscle repair and soreness, so if you've overdone it, go ahead and rub some Deep Blue on those sore muscles and joints. Peppermint or Motivate is great for motivation. So if you have a hard time getting out of bed, like you wanted to exercise, but instead you hit the sleep button, reach for the peppermint by your nightstand instead of the sleep button. Breathe that in a few times, and that will give you the motivation you need to exercise. Try a trim shake for weight loss. If you haven't tried trim shake before, that's great for energy. There's protein in there, and it's going to be awesome for just helping you get to those weight loss goals if you have them, or just helping you get some nutrients that you need. And then choose the best exercise for you. So some people really enjoy yoga, and that feels good to themselves. It feels like you're not just you're not being mean to your body, you're being kind to your body. Some people, that's cardio. You feel like when you go for a jog or when you get on the elliptical at the gym, that is really refreshing and energizing, and you feel like you're being good to your body. It might be lifting some weights, and after you feel that burn of doing some weightlifting, you just feel energized and you feel great, like you've done something great for your body. Whatever is going to help you feel like you have treated your body well, that's what I want you to do, and that's what you should do to help your body and to take care of yourself. Okay, so this is important because if we don't talk about accountability and taking care of yourself, then who's going to know if you stop caring for yourself? Will you notice? Will the people around you notice? Will it be easy or hard to tell if you have neglected taking care of yourself? So I would encourage just to get somebody in your life who you trust enough to say, you know what, I'm really wanting to take better care of myself. Will you hold me accountable? Will you check in with me and make sure I'm doing the things that I set out to do? And maybe how will other people know, and who can hold you accountable? And the reason why is because going back to the beginning of why it's so hard is that it does get hard to keep your habits up, especially during those first few weeks while you're still developing your self-care habits. It's hard to keep those up. It's easy to let them go. And so having an accountability partner is going to help you to do what you set out to do. It's going to help you make sure that you're not the only person watching out for you, that there's somebody else who cares about you enough to say, hey, are you taking your vitamins and exercising? Are you using your essential oils that you know that you need? Are you doing something with your diet that is important for you? Are you getting away to be by yourself? Are you reading a good book? So whatever it looks like that's individualized for you, tell your accountability partner what it is that you want to do, and let them know that you have that intention, and maybe ask if you can hold them accountable to being good to themselves as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go back and look at some of the chat and comments here. Oh yeah, so we've got exercise, alone time and spa, journaling and doing crafty things, CrossFit and crafting, home chores, doing for others and family. That's one of the busy things probably. Home chores and doing things for others, that keeps you too busy to care for yourself. And then I stay busy with work and home chores the most. And I can relate to that a lot too. Okay, so maybe if anyone else has comments or questions that I could answer those if you have them in the chat, or on Facebook. I think I can look on Facebook. I might have to do it on my phone and see if there's anyone who put things in the comments. I'm going to exit that full view and exit that as well. Okay. I don't see anyone in the comments as well. Oh, that's not going to be good. Okay. See any? I'm kind of making an echo there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording here, but please feel free to leave comments in the chat or in the Facebook Live, or if it's on YouTube that you're watching the recording as well, and let me know how you take care of yourself, and maybe you can talk about who your accountability partner is going to be, who you might ask. And if you don't want to put their name in there, go ahead and maybe just type their initials, and that would be good too. So let me go ahead and stop that in Zoom, and I'm going to have to go here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you take care of yourself well.